Hey, welcome back. This is Sound Signals. I'm your host, Summer, where we help people take back their interests and help them become their own bank. The key to all of this is to pass the knowledge along. Okay, so first up is gold. And the reason why I haven't posted any charts recently or anything like that is, well, one, because I am driving. Two, is because I did make a lot of changes. And last time I made these changes were, I'm going to show you the dates right now. So that's why I have this load layout up. And so the last time I had gold or made any changes to gold was February 8th. Same thing for Bitcoin, February 8th, Ethereum, February 8th, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, February 9th, and then XRP was February 11th. So as you can see, I haven't made any changes over a month. It's going to look different because the changes that I did make during that time was basically the background color, the color of the candles, I just basically I cleared a lot of lines. Not so much info was on there as much. So, and I basically kept the same. Obviously, the way I trade, so the fibs and the green, green buying zone, and the reason why we believe this was going to break out because of this head and shoulders. So some things I did keep, but just basically the color scheme has changed, but everything else is the same. Okay. So as you can see, I haven't made any changes since February, I believe 8th, I said, for gold. And as you can see, I mean, it hit the target to the T. I was only expecting to hit here about 1910, but as you can see, it blasted through that and extremely went to 1961. Right now, it's currently at 1970. So pretty much at a new high. Oh, well, I shouldn't say a new high. Close to its new high. Okay. If we look on the weekly, I can show you all the way back here. So it's definitely for the previous high or the previous high. It's higher than that, and then it's getting closer to that new high. But besides the point, the reason why we said not Bitcoin, but gold is going to 3K is because we had two reasons, right? The first reason was right there, 3K. We did have, if you look at previous videos, we did have two reasons why. The first reason was technical, which was this cup and handle, right? This is a cup and this is the handle here. It's breaking out of that handle. So that's one reason why we believe gold will be going to 3K soon. The other reason was because of inflation. Now that people are starting to realize how inflation is affecting them, it's showing on the chart. Okay, it took some time, but it's definitely here and it's going to stay. It's not going anywhere. And they're only going to print more. So yes, right. But what actually accelerated this too, and I'm not gonna really go into any geopolitical news or anything like that, but that did play a huge part into this because of war that had started out in Ukraine and Russia. That has accelerated this because people are now looking towards a safe haven. So since the ruble is basically drowning or has lost a lot of value, they're looking for other assets so their money can be a little bit stable if they since they can't use the ruble. And that's where a Bitcoin and basically gold has played a part. But since gold has been around a lot longer than Bitcoin, obviously people know this is more as a safer haven. Safer. So it's already a safe haven, but it's a safer haven. And it's not as volatile. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why it's really breaking out. So what can we expect next, basically? So what we always do is we simply just move our fibs. Sorry, gotta get that. Move it up to the next high there, the next low, And then we move our green, oops. Move our green box if I can grab it there. There it is. All right. And then now, basically, there it is. And then now, let me fix this a little bit so you can see the take profit area there. Okay, perfect. You get rid of this and make our new. Basically, from here to somewhere in here. So we're basically looking for our buying zone and then up to the next target. Okay. So that's basically it there. Okay. Eventually it's going to hit some resistance, especially because, as you can see, there's resistance here, 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 and definitely up here. So, and when we get to those resistance levels, normally what happens is we do get rejected, meaning price gets to this level and then falls down, you know, rechases a little bit and then tries again to break. So that's what I'm expecting next. And yeah, that's pretty much it for gold. I mean, if you've been following this channel, then obviously I know I haven't posted a chart in a long time, but I haven't changed it over a month. And as you can see, everything has been following to the T. So no worries there, okay? If you just continue, you know, to follow the trend, hey, it's your friend until the end, right? All right, so let's go into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, as you can see, like I said, I just got basically rid of, you know, all that noise that I had on there, and all that information was basically for me, but I want to just make something much clearer for you guys and easy to understand. So basically the last time I spoke was that, hey, Bitcoin is what it's going. I told you this whole, what is this? From 2021 to now, it's just been sideways, literally going sideways, okay? And you can say the same for here, but I'm not gonna get into that right now because I did that in the last video. I showed you how Bitcoin has been trending. It'll go this way, go up, trend a little bit, go up, trend a little bit. Okay, so all it's doing, this is literally a stair step. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, that's all it's doing. And right now, that's where we're at. We're in this long step, you could basically say, right? And one or two things can happen. So this is why I have these. Basically, you just want to focus on the bottom two lines here, but this is why I have these three lines. Okay. So the reason why I have this long, skinny trend line here is because price, as you can see, has been bouncing off of this level here, this small, skinny, long line diagonally here. Okay, you can see it here, you can see it here, and then once again here. Okay. So far it's holding up, but the last level of support, if that breaks, if that doesn't hold, then guess what? It will be this horizontal line, this thicker horizontal line. Okay. And all it's saying is we're just in this long consolidation phase. Okay. And either so there could be two scenarios, right? It could just be this, like this horizontal here, or it could be a triangle pattern, as you can see here. Boom, 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 get to the apex. So I don't know if you can see that triangle pattern. Maybe I can make it a lot clearer. Triangle from here to here. It's basically there. So that's basically a triangle pattern. And all that tells me is that it's still, whoa, okay, sorry about that. That it's still a continuation pattern. I did mention in my rant though that possibly that if all this fails, then something like this can happen, which is a capitulation, okay? Where something extreme happens and everybody gets fearful and it drops, right? So that's one thing I did mention in my rant, though, was that it can consolidate, but guess what? It can capitulate and then come back, okay? So that is a pattern. That is basically the last option we want to see. Basic. I don't want to see that, but it would be a great opportunity to get in, correct? I don't know, it's not financial advice, but to me it would be. So if something like that happens, something extreme, I would definitely think this would be the perfect opportunity, in my opinion. Okay, but that's all I can see on Bitcoin. So basically right now, to me, this seems like it's a great entry. Why? Well, because it's basically a W pattern. As you can see, it's right at the bottom of that W, and it could be off to the races pretty soon. But I would be cautious. So let's check the daily just to see what's going on there. Yeah, I would be cautious because I would need to, like I said, I would need to wait until I see a confirmation basically. And I don't see one just yet. So you'll probably need a couple more days for that. But pretty soon it's coming, who knows? So that's what I just see on Bitcoin. So I gave you 3 scenarios. The third scenario is the one we don't want to happen, especially for the ones that have already bought here or here or somewhere in here. You really don't want that situation to happen, but if it does, don't worry about it. Just think of it as a greater discount, and in my opinion, not financial advice. Moving on to Ethereum versus the US dollar. Same thing here. Honestly, the same thing. It's literally in this consolidation phase as well. As you can see, it's just been consolidating. Now, I don't know if you can see it clearly on this picture, but I can. I'm going to show you. But it can either bounce off of this level here. And when you can see, we're getting closer to that apex there. Okay. Or like the other scenario for Bitcoin, it could be in this horizontal level for a minute, okay? And then we'll have to wait till it breaks out. Do we really see any capitulation for Ethereum? Maybe, but I don't think for me, I don't think we'll see it. For me, I think we'll see something like perhaps a wick or something, if that scenario does play out. But yeah, I don't see it. I see more of it just kind of hanging around this level for a minute. And to me, it's really just 2 things that can happen for Ethereum. To me, it's already getting at this level here that's ready to bounce. Let's turn on our line chart. You can see it. So you can see it's another W pattern right at the bottom. And we're getting closer to that apex. So to me, Ethereum seems a little bit more primed and ready versus Bitcoin. Now let's check the daily chart just to see if we have any opportunities to get in yet. And no, same thing for Ethereum. I don't see any type of confirmation yet, so I don't feel comfortable getting in. But when it does, this would be a great level, especially because it's bouncing off this level. As you can see, it's bounced off many times. But you can also see here that there was a wick that came down a little bit lower than that, and that happened quite a few times. So 1, 2 right there. So can it happen again? Most definitely. And then that is why you want to wait for a confirmation, just in case that happens, because you can get in here now, right? and then you set your stop somewhere right about here. And then guess what? It wicks, hits your stop loss, and then it goes in the direction that you expect it to go in. And that's just an unfortunate loss, right? You'd rather just avoid that. However, yeah, so that's pretty much it on Ethereum. Like I said, it's getting really close to this apex here, which I really like. It has a W pattern that's playing out. So yeah, let's just be patient on that. And I'm not gonna do any fibs for Bitcoin or Ethereum just because, like I said, it's in this consolidation phase right now. So it's just a lot of bouncing around. Okay, and if we did, we can. And I'll show you how to do that right now. It's just here, the last low to the previous high. And as you can see, and if we do the green box, and then something like that, right? So basically that's how we would do our, excuse me, our fibs, but it's not, I'm not doing our fibs on this just because it, to me, I would need some confirmation, especially when I'm at a bottom of a trend line like that. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. No changes for the Ethereum nor the Bitcoin chart. Just keeping an eye on that, those two type of patterns, right? And third one, just in case, the capitulation. All right. So next up, XRP. So XRP, as you can see, it's also in a consolidation phase. As you can see, it's been in just this descending triangle, right? And for me, it could be like this for a minute. I mean, I can show you that, hey, look, I can plot all these here, and then you can see that, make basically the triangle smaller there, and then you can see that it's closer to the apex here. Or I could just leave it where it's at, and the apex is somewhere around here. So right now, those are my two scenarios. I just know that since it does have the case over its head, right, with the SEC, those are my two things right now. It could be, yes, this is the apex could be here now, or the apex could be here later. The reason why I'm expecting later, just because it has that case. Everyone's saying, oh, it's in April, it's in this month, this is when the case is going to end, it's when they're going to settle, and nobody knows. So it's like, for me, since nobody knows, it could just keep going like this, right? Just keep on consolidating. So that's my whole point on XRP. We did have a nice breakout, which I have this line here for, because it did break out and it was actually holding, right? And as you can see, it was a nice little pennant flag, but it broke down to the downside. So to me, that was basically a fake out. Like, it didn't really do anything, okay? And so that's why I have that line there. You can see now that it's actually hitting this resistance and I'm getting rejected. So it's not even climbing above it. So for me, I still have this this long-term view on XRP. Just continue to consolidate until we finally reach an apex, and it can't take it anymore, and it wants to go up or it wants to go down. We'll see. Or like I did previously show you the other apex. We were to get most of these lines there. That, hey, we're pretty much at the apex and it could break out any moment. So either one you want to look at that one. Right now, I'm just keeping my eye on it. This is more of a long-term play, very risky. So if you're not used to that, stay away. But if you are and you want to have some fun with XRP in the case, then definitely hop into XRP if you're feeling risky. But yeah, that's pretty much what I see on XRP, just basically in this long consolidation descending triangle. If we were to look at descending triangles, what type of pattern is that? That would basically be a downward trend type of so the pattern is basically bearish. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I said downward trend. But as we know, triangles can break out either up or down. It could be a continuation. To me, once it breaks out and establishes a either support or resistance, then I can tell you which direction it most likely will probably go. For now, we don't know. It can shoot all the way down here. It can go up, get hit again, it can come back down. Who knows? It could be ready to pop out. It could be ready to fall down. Who knows? So until it establishes some type of bias, then for now, we'll just sit back and relax on XRP and just see where it wants to go. Last but not least, here we have Ethereum versus Bitcoin. All right. So as you can see, I do have the fibs on this because I did have the fibs last time on my chart before I changed the color scheme and everything. So this is why I have it on this one. That's the only reason why. Still, for me, I would wait until I see a confirmation. Obviously, it is in our buying zone, but excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Obviously, it is in our buying zone, but like I said, we would need some type of confirmation. And as you can see, this is definitely a ascending triangle. Okay, so ascending just means that the triangle is just going upwards, and then descending was going downwards. So descending down, ascending up. Okay, that's the only difference. Still a triangle, right? Still triangles considered continuation patterns. But and like I said, they can either break down or up. Ascending is most likely going to trend up, and descending is most likely to trend down. But in trading, we like to have confirmation. So like I said, that's why we wait for basically a bias that which direction it will most likely trend in. But so basically, Ethereum versus Bitcoin is right at this trend line, which is perfect. It's basically ready to pop out because it's right at that apex. Okay, so let's just dive a little bit deeper. Hold on, put auto really quick. Okay, and I do see I have a confirmation basically on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay, do you see remember our confirmations are basically a bullish engulf. We have a couple others which I see. So to me, I feel like Ethereum versus Bitcoin is ready to pop, and I would get in myself. I would get in only because, like I said, it's in our buying zone. It's right on that trend line. I don't see any type of wicks, like we did on Ethereum where it's going like lower. I don't see any type of that mess here. So to me, I feel confident in this type of trade here. You see how I didn't feel too confident in the other trades because I didn't really see anything, especially on the lower time frames. How we see this this hammer formation here, with another bullish candle here. Okay, I basically see price just keep getting rejected, bouncing off. I shouldn't say rejected, but bouncing off, and then finally closed above. So to me, I feel really confident in a trade like this. And what can possibly happen? So if we were to take this trade And if you feel confident enough, what can possibly happen, right? What are the two scenarios? Well, one can be it will shoot up, right? But then it get rejected here. So you could make this your first profit level, right? And you're like, you know what? I'm done. I feel good about that trade. I don't have to trade anymore. Or it can get rejected here, right? A little bit, and then, you know, find some type of support a little bit, then bounce off into our take profit. So breakout, right? Another thing that can happen is, hey, it just gets rejected again and it comes back down, back to this trend line. And that would be basically another opportunity to get in, and it'll really be in our buying zone. Okay, so this is, you can see, is right under our buying zone. This is really in our buying zone. So basically gave you three scenarios that can happen there. Like I said, if you don't feel like holding your trade for hours on end, days on end, then you most likely just want to, you know, get to this trend line here, to that resistance. If you don't mind holding your trade, if you don't, you know, and waiting for that breakout, then, you know, then so be it. Wait. But honestly, that's it for now. I don't have much to say. I know there's a lot going on with the markets and everything, but as you can see, has anything really changed in a month, in a year? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So for myself, just be patient. And if you see something that you like myself, I see Ethereum versus Bitcoin that I really truly like, then I will get in. If you don't, just wait it out. But hey, I don't want to take any much of your time. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.